Hey everybody, Desert Guardian here, and today I'm going to be installing a brand new set of Applied Weapons Technologies billet anodized aluminum scales on a brand new Benchmade Griptilian. As a lot of you know, probably seen on my Instagram, my YouTube, I have a personal Griptilian here that I've got the Applied Weapons Tech scales on, and nice frame spacer on it and everything. That I picked up from them. Absolutely gorgeous, fantastic fit and finish, and I'm really excited to install them on this next one. So let's take a look, see what we've got in the boxes and in bags, and rock and roll. So first off, let's take a look and see what Shane over at Applied Weapons Tech sent over. Pull out here, we got decal, we've got his business card, we've got the little warning that said, hey, AWT is not responsible for stripped out threads. Don't over tighten, you know. So that's something. Read that a few times if you tend to over tighten things when you're putting it together. All right, and we've got the scales very nicely packaged in here because we don't want to get any damage in shipping. They are the anodized gunmetal gray, beautiful. And then of course a bag of hardware and the aluminum rear frame spacer here, which is beautiful. And the hardware. So I'm going to gently push all this over to here. The reason is other than the pivot screw, Applied Weapons Technology sends out all the hardware. We're not going to reuse any of the Benchmade hardware. So, all right, let's take a look at the new Griptilian here. So we've got our little Benchmade soft pouch. And we'll set the box aside. And here it is. And we've got our little axis lock tab that they put on it. And the axis lock, of course, is the locking mechanism right here, which will still function perfectly fine in the new ones. This is a brushed silver blade, no serrations. You know, gorgeous little knife, but comes with the polymer or plastic scales on it. So let's see if we can make that a little nicer. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take all the screws out of this one. So we'll go ahead and close it, and I'm going to take, these are a T6 Torx, so let's grab the T6. You're going to want to have a T6 and a T7 because the Applied Weapons Tech are T7. So we're going to pop these guys out, and a lot of times Benchmade will have some Loctite in there, and they will be pretty stubborn. But these ones are actually coming out okay. Hopefully I'm not getting my hands too much in the way here. We'll take the 3 across the spine, which are going to be a little bit longer because they're going all the way into the other side of the scale. And the one thing I do like about the Applied Weapons Tech scales is they add a little bit of weight to the knife itself. The Griptilian is a great knife. It's got a fantastic blade. You can get it different blade styles. You can even have them customized now on Benchmade's website. But I always have felt like they're a little blade heavy. Because they do run a plastic scale on it, and it doesn't have a full liner or anything like that. Here, I might as well take off the pocket clip too. See how long these screws are? The ones that come from Applied Weapons Tech are probably less than half that length because they're going into threaded anodized aluminum instead of digging all the way into plastic like these ones. So another reason why they supply their own hardware. Disassembly is probably one of the longer steps here. Almost done. Okay, and the last one I have is going to be the male and female pivot screw. So take that out. And with this out, we'll set that over with the new stuff. You could take the top scale off. So this is the female side pushing through, so let's give that a quick push. Drop it out the other side. And you saw, because of the axis lock and the spring, everything kind of bunched up just a little bit. But, you know, no problem. It's it's quick and easy to get it back ship shape. So we're going to gently take this off of here and just leave it all in one piece. Don't try to take it all apart or pull the copper washers out or anything like that. And we'll just drop it on the new one. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a hole that goes all the way through here. We can put a little tool in there to get everything kind of lined up. Sometimes if it doesn't line up, pulling on the axis lock will line it up. So we'll squeeze everything together, flip it over to the other side. Now, the female end of the pivot screw has a flat side on it. You know, so you're going into almost a D-shaped hole. So, like I said, just get everything kind of centered. And drop this guy in. Don't need to force anything. It'll pop in eventually. Get it started there. There we go. It's moving. There we go. So you pull that axis lock back and boop, pops right into place. All right, so now we can put the other scale on. Fits on there like a glove. Now the only screw on this that requires a little Loctite is going to be your pivot screw. So we're going to put some blue Loctite on it, not red, and just a tiny little bit just to hold it in place. So we'll just put a little drop on there. It's more than enough. And grab my Torx again and drop that into the hole. Sorry, hands are creating shadows. Try to pivot it sideways like this for you. So this one will snug down, all right? And then we'll back it off a quarter turn. There we go. So it's got that Loctite on. It's going to hold it in place just fine. So the next screws we're going to do are going to be the really small Allen screws, these guys here, that go in the center. Now these ones are a flathead, so they are going to sit flush against the scale. You do not need to force these in. These don't need Loctite. They don't need to be over tightened. You know, you can run your thumb over it, feel if it's fitting flush, and then just give it a, you know, an eighth of a turn maybe. Nice and flush. Don't over tighten. Don't strip. Just, you know, go with your gut. Go with the. I mean, I've had some of these go in here before where they were just slightly off the thread a tiny bit, and you know, my first instinct is just tighten it down. But no, that's not what you want to do. You want to just gently put them in. Give them a little snug, and we're good to go. All right, next up, we're going to put this beautiful blue anodized rear frame spacer in. So we'll open her up. And this guy's going to drop right in here. So what we're going to do on this is we're going to get these screws started, but not tighten them down all the way, and I'll show you why in just a second. So that one's in there loosely. Get this guy in here loosely. And then I want to take my Torx, just give it a little poke towards the back and squeeze it, just to make sure we're lined up and smooth. Well, that's a great color combination. Then we'll snug these guys down. Now, once again, these are steel screws going into aluminum. You don't need to force it. You don't need to over tighten it. They're not going anywhere, and you don't want to strip it out. So there we go. So just a little two-finger snug in there. And there you have it. The scales are on. Okay, so let's put the belt clip on, or the pocket clip, depending on how you look at it. So we'll close that back up, set it down, and then these screws are what I was talking about. These guys are a bit shorter than the factory ones. Here's the Applied Weapons Tech, there's the factory ones, because we're going into threaded anodized aluminum. We're not just smashing it into plastic. So we'll set that aside. Grab this guy and our T7 again. We'll throw the center one in. Don't put it all the way in, because inevitably that just means the other holes aren't going to line up and you'll have to loosen it anyway. So, sorry, bear with my hands in the shadows. It's a nice day out here in the desert, so the window's open, the sun's out, and don't need a whole bunch of artificial light. Right, the last pocket clip. Just snug those down a tiny bit. Like I said, don't over tighten them. There's 3 screws for a reason. And if you use it for a while and something feels like it's coming loose, then tighten them up a little. All right, there you go. So there is the Benchmade Griptilian with the Applied Weapons Technologies anodized aluminum scales. And man, I tell you, that adds a little bit of girth and a lot of balance to the knife. It's not as blade heavy as I was saying before. I love the thin blue line of the frame spacer back here, the backspacer. Man, this is just beautiful. This is almost a work of art, the way this is done. It's, you know, precision machine. The anodizing is perfect. Yeah, we're talking a serious improvement on a Benchmade knife that's already a great knife. So there you have it. There's the new Griptilian. There's my other Griptilian. You know, I wouldn't have it any other way. Gotta put the right scales on it for the right knife. Now we got the sheep's foot here and the standard blade. Yeah, great knives, made even better by Applied Weapons Technology Scales. So hey, I'm going to put some links down below in the description. So a couple things I'd ask of you. Any questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. Number 2, smash that subscribe button. I'm going to have as much, product reviews, installations, gun and knife stuff as I can up there. I try to get a couple done a week. And number 3, I'm going to put links down there also. So I'm going to put direct links on where you can buy this and get them direct from Shane over at Applied Weapons Tech. He answers the phone. He answers his email. He's there for his customers. He has great customer service and a great quality product. So thanks, Shane and Applied Weapons Technology, for your guys' support. And this knife is going to go to some very lucky new owner. I'll get the fingerprints off the blade. So we'll fold her back up. We'll put her back in her pouch. And she is good to go. That's it for now, everybody. Thanks for watching. Questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. Check out the links for more information from Applied Weapons Technology. Have a great day. Desert Guardian, out.